What's up, guys? Willis Collins back with another video. It's been a while. I've had 2 shows since I've last recorded a video, so I feel like it was time to, post something. I've just kind of been lazy with the whole YouTube, but I don't really have a setup right now, so I just set for my camera, so I just set the phone up, and I'm gonna talk about the last couple shows and then show some hauls as of recent. But yeah. I'm trying to think. The first show, which was Lafayette Comic-Con, was decent. Probably one of my weakest shows yet, actually, which is unfortunate, but it still wasn't terrible. And considering that the show before that was Fan Expo, was probably my best show, it is what it is. So the last 2 shows since I last made a video were Lafayette Comic-Con and then St. Tammany Comic-Con. St. Tammany was great, as always, so not total, I don't even say it was a loss, but just not total failures or whatever, just some shows are going to be like that, but overall, not bad. I got a few books, so I'll show those off as well, and then I'll also show some of the books that I picked up, that I sold, I'm sorry. Like I usually do, I kind of, put them up on the video. But I got some cool books for the PC. I got Diablo, Tales of Sanctuary. I recently played Diablo 4 and I really liked it, so I do plan on playing probably all the Diablo games, but don't see this very often, so this was for the PC. Been waiting to find this book for a while. This is Musings number 3. It's just a Linzer cover of Dawn, so really good book there. And these were all from the same. No, these are not all from the same seller. I lie. I got Species 1 through 4. I actually recently saw this movie, but I like collecting this alien type stuff, so that's for the PC as well. And then this was from another seller. I got the Halo. I'm not going to show every issue because I got a lot of books to go through here, but Halo Helljumper run 1 through 5, and I think I paid like $15 for all of them, which is actually a really good deal. So that's the PC. And then I also did some trades with the people at Stronghold Comics, or Stronghold Collectibles or Comics? Let me see. StrongholdCollectibles.com, yeah. So this is probably the coolest book I picked up, other than, I sold some good books, but this is the, I don't know if anybody remembers the Impaled Cul-de-sac book, where they put a stake through the CGC 9.8 comic. Interesting. I don't really know that much about it, but I got the Origin of the Impaled edition. It's a key collector exclusive. I got this in a trade, and I think there's only 100 of these. Yeah, this is only 100 of this comic right here, and it's an Origin of this, which is an actual comic book. I think I traded it for like $100 of value, but this book seems to go for more like $150, kind of. So that's for sale. That's not for the PC, but interesting book there. Overall, the show wasn't bad. The traffic's a little bit lighter than usual that I've the past 2 years, and he upped the price to get into the show a little bit more, and then I also it's the only show that I have to get a hotel room for. So the expenses were a bit high for what I made, which is unfortunate, but if it had been as good as the last couple of years, I think it would have been fine. And I'm gonna do the show one more time. If it is more like this past year, I may take it off my rotation, I guess. We'll see, but I'm gonna give it another chance, of course. I'm not just gonna, sometimes you're not gonna have the best show. So it is what it is. But it was fun. It was a good weekend. I actually picked up some Star Trek The Borg figures as well. That was for the collection. Because I actually recently saw First Contact, and the Borg are really cool. So I found these 3 figures, and I bought all 3 from the person. But I got a few books for the PC, and I think a few books here and there to flip. Not a lot, but not bad. So this past weekend, not this weekend, 2 weekends ago, essentially at this point, I did St. Tammany Comic-Con, which is always a great time. That was a great show. It's always cheap to get into and I always sell. It's like fairly consistent with how much I sell. And I picked up some good stuff. So before I get into that, I'll show these over here. This is just a PC book. I got this. This is I don't know if anybody knows the series called Spread. It's basically like John Carpenter's The Thing. Like, so it's not I don't think it's an alien. It's like some ancient entity, but I've started reading it. But it's the monster, the Spread, reminds me of John Carpenter's The Thing, which I'm a huge fan of. So I went ahead and bought this online. This is, I think, number 9. It's an exclusive, New York Comic-Con exclusive cover. I gotta rebag and board it, but this is also a Ben Templesmith cover, who was at GalaxyCon last year, and I got him to sign and remark some stuff, so I may do the same thing for this. So that's why I went ahead and got this, but that's for the PC. And then before the show, I picked up a collection, which I did not get a chance to put on YouTube or anything. And it was no crazy books. It actually had some decent little Uncanny X-Men comics, but I'm just going to show a little stack here. It was like 11 short boxes, I think. Like I said, I think the most expensive book was like a Web of Spider-Man 118, I think it is. It's First Scarlet Spider, which is just like $60 maybe, something like that. But there were some decent like $10 and up books, but a lot of it's going to go in, and actually a lot of sets. I'm going to be able to make a lot of like pre-made sets out of it, which is cool, but a lot of dollar books as well. And I think I paid $400. I paid $400 for everything. So it wasn't expensive. And they were having a estate sale, and I was like, look, I'll help y'all out and buy it. And I don't get collections very often, so it was cool to get. But I'll show off some of the little highlights. I got there's a lot of Warlord of Mars, like Deja Thor stuff. Beautiful Linzer cover. I already have this, so. American Vampire #1. That's a first print. Warlord of Mars #18. A lot of these Perillo Deja Thor's covers. So those are of course very good. These are very nice. Warlord of Mars Deja Thor's #3. Art Adams cover. Same thing here. This is #2 Art Adams. It's just a random, I think, variant. Same thing here. Another random variant cover. And another one. I think most of the books I grabbed just to show this off are going to be Warlord of Mars stuff. Another Perillo cover. Another one. These like bondage covers. Another Perillo. And there was some more of this stuff. I just didn't feel the need because this is going to be a longer video to grab everything. And then this is in Perillo. I don't really know exactly who this is, but a very popular one as well. But yeah, those actually were all for sale at St. Tammany. I think I may have sold a couple, but I didn't sell all of them, and I didn't expect to. But yeah, so St. Tammany was great. Sold a lot of books. I actually got to pick up some decent inventories as well. Nothing crazy, but a few things. I got some stuff for the PC, which is always great. So let's just run through it. I'll talk about the show. Lots of slabs. I sold actually a decent bit of slabs, which is, I love doing that. Sold a little bit of everything. I didn't sell as many dollar books as I was expecting to, but maybe like over a long box and a half worth, maybe. But sometimes those, I'll sell them like crazy. Like Fan Expo, I sold a ton of dollar books, which was awesome. Yeah, I sold keys. I sold a little bit of everything, which is what I like. That's how it ends up pretty good. But yeah, give me a second. I'm going to have to kind of figure out this here. This is for the PC. Actually, I gotta check. I think I may have this set already. I may not. But this is the Alien Earth War set. So I gotta check my collection. If I don't have this is for the PC. If I do, I just bought it just to flip it, which is fine. I think I paid like $16 for the set. So that's a good one. And then let's see here. Bear Bear with me for a minute. All right. I'll just show this one off real quick. I actually bought this from somebody for 20 bucks. This is a Dark Knight 3 Campbell cover, which is signed. They were trying to sell me some other books as well, but he wanted too much for one of the other books, and I was like, I'll give you 20 bucks for this, and he said, sure. So this is like a $40 book, so I thought that was a decent buy, real quick, easy buy. Especially since it's a Campbell cover, it's gonna be a quick, easy sell as well. I got this stack from a seller who, this was like later in the show, so he might have had even some other good stuff. I paid $32, I believe, for all these books. And they were like $2 and $3 a piece. Actually, he gave me a deal because I think some of them were like $1 as well. But this is a Trespasser. This is a 1 in 4 set. Apparently this one's actually kind of a key issue, but I may read this actually because it's Alien deal. Beyond Communion #1. Got an alien on the cover, I don't know. I looked up a couple of these because I wasn't sure what they were, and they were really good deals. So I kind of just said, look, for $2 and $3 a piece, if it looks good, I'm gonna grab it. And if it's nothing, you know, it's nothing. Rawhide Kid, this is I don't know what issue this is, but this is a Terry Dodson cover. Of course, that might be popular. Dark Horse Presents #35. This was $3. DC Preview Showcase Nightmare #84. I thought for $3. Why not? I don't know. Some of this stuff might just be going in like $5 bins, but it is what it is. ABC Warriors. I didn't feel like I said, I didn't feel like looking every single one up when I was sitting right there. ABC Warriors #1. I don't know. He put a sticker on it, so I figured maybe there's something to it. I'm not gonna, but I don't know. Beauty Killer, this is Wars of the World East exclusive. This is an Adam Hughes cover, so why not for $2? I think he said the $2 books were $1, so for $1, why not? X Factor #1 newsstand for $1. Web of Spider-Man #20. It's a 20th anniversary, I think, or 25th anniversary. Yeah, 25th anniversary. This is first Weird World and standard Marvel comic book. This is Marvel Premiere 38. Decent little book. Biographic Stan Lee. Never seen this before. I figured why not for $1. Bruce Timm cover, The Mask #4, or Adventures of the Mask #4. This one's got some value to it. This is Lorana Relic Wrangler. This is a one-shot. This actually has a little bit of value to it. It's like 20 to 30 bucks, I think. Same thing here. This is Dragon's Lair #2, which is based off, I think, an old video game. So really cool there. Spider-Man and Power Pack. This is the sexual harassment PSA comic book. Didn't know, like I said, I didn't know anything about this. Rockin' Bones. Looks like it's no, it's New England comics, but interesting. Figured why not take a chance on it. ETER, I think this is. This is a just Frank Show cover. Interesting. And then the last one I got from this guy was The Ride, which is an Adam Hughes cover. So again, some of these may not be anything crazy, and if they aren't, I think they're decent enough to go into my $5 bin. And then I think some of them will probably go in my key bins, so not bad. Let's see what else. I made a trade for these two. Actually, it was 3 books, and I sold one for $10. But he wanted this Campbell cover that I had, and that I traded. I traded for it. It's worth $85. So I decided another local guy. I think with these 3 books, I was happy with that trade. This is Jason Leatherface #2, which he had priced as $60. Give me 1 second. My apologies. I have a computer being delivered today, and I got a notification that something was being delivered, so I had to go check it out. But yeah, the book that I had priced was $85. He had priced this at $60. I got a Miles Morales book that was worth $10, and then this, Marvel Superheroes Winter Special, 1991 newsstand for Squirrel Girl for $30. So I thought that was a good trade, so I went ahead and did that. which I was happy with. And then the last, this was probably the best deal, I think, of the show. This guy had and there was actually a couple more books, but I'll explain that. This was basically back issue, in the back issue bins at his booth. And he had a deal going where if you bought 15 books or more, it was 50% off. And I think all the books I grabbed was worth like $225 to $240, something like that. Like I would have owed $120 or something like that. And he just had $100 cash. So it was this is probably close to like 60% off almost, which is amazing. So these sticker prices, whatever you see, this was probably closer to 60% off. So I got Absolute Batman number 9, which he had priced at $35. And he had more Absolute Batman. I picked up number 5 and number 4. He had priced at $30. He had more, but I didn't feel the need to grab all of it. There was some other stuff that I liked more. So I got Predator number 3. Detective 532, Joker cover. The Predator might be for I already have that book, but I kind of want to get that signed because it's got cops on it and I'm a police officer, so I think it's kind of cool. Dead World, number 1. Dazzler, number 33. I've actually never had this book, but priced at $15. Hellraiser, I like picking this one up for whatever reason. Hellraiser, number 1, $15, which I feel like is cheap to begin with for that book, a little bit. And then Hellraiser number 2, this is technically the first in comics appearance of Hellraiser. The Boys number 1, which is a Ben Templesmith cover, so I may be holding on to this one to get signed as well, possibly. But for $5, that's an exclusive, I believe, or at least a variant cover. ASM 332, Venom cover. Spider-Man 229, Nothing Can Stop the Juggernaut, very, very cool. Batman 362, Riddler cover. Thor 226, very cool Galactus cover. Like I said, some of these books were real cheap. Batman 451, Joker cover. I love picking these up if they're in high grade. If they're high grade. If they're not, then I don't really bother. But Batman 450, another Joker cover. And these are both very nice. And then I think this might have been the coolest book of the lot is Faust number 1. This is a first print. He had 2, and the other one was $15, and this one was $10. And I checked, and this one's a first print. The other one was like a third print or second print. So I don't know if he just didn't know that there's multiple printings, but I think this one might have a couple more spine ticks. But for a first print for $10, well, really, which was like $4 all day. So that was very good. There was also an Alien set. Yeah, it's Alien Earth War. No, Aliens. I picked up from this guy, which is the second series of all the Aliens comics. It was the original, the second run, second volume. It was the second volume that I picked up. And then this was from a totally separate seller. These were half off, so I paid $6 for these 2 books. I got Thor 390, which I think is the first Avengers Assemble. Or there's some like key significance to this book. It's nothing crazy, but it's probably a $10 book. And he had a price of $4, so I got that for 2. And then this is Marvel Tales 239. I paid $1 for this, and this is a Tom McFarlane cover, newsstand as well. So can't go wrong with that. So very happy with the show. I got some good inventory to put up for my bins, which is great. I always love doing that. I got some. What's it called? I got some personal collection stuff, excuse me. And yeah, so I'm happy with that. I actually got to prep some of this stuff up for an upcoming show in like 2 weeks. So that should be a good one. I also got a couple more things to show off. I'm going to step off real quick. I got a couple of action figures for the PC. Which I was very excited about. This is, and I'll just show them off. This is a NECA Terminator 2, the T-800 endoskeleton. Been needing a endoskeleton for the Terminator. So I'm very happy to have gotten this, and I got it for like 25 bucks or something. And I saw them. He had this one and the battle damage one, and it was like, okay, I'm about to come back. And he sold the battle damage one, so I'm glad I came back and picked this one up because I knew that one would have sold too. And then these I picked up because I didn't know really anything. I said I didn't know anything about them. I knew what this was, but I didn't realize. I'll just have to explain it. I love collecting the Alien stuff. So I saw the action figures. I was like, I gotta have this. And it actually has inspired me to play the game. So I picked these up for $35 is what I paid. And it's Quake 2, which is a video game series. And I mainly got it. I got this one for this figure, which is the Strog Parasite. So it's kind of like an alien dog, it looks like. And this one is the Alien Strog Iron Maiden. Basically, this is like an alien race in this game series, and they're kind of horrifying, which I loved about that. There's also another figure on the back, which is, you can see right there, the Strog tank. I do have to buy that. But I'm playing the game right now, and so far it's actually really fun. So I'm very glad I picked these up. And those are for the PC. What else? Yeah, I just love stuff like that. So I had to go ahead and add that to the PC. And then I also grabbed these recently. So one of these is for the PC. This I picked up for 50 bucks. And I'll show these three, which is Predator number 3, Predator number 4, and number 2, which this may be the full. I thought it was a 6-issue run, but I guess it's a 4-issue run. And then for 50 bucks, it came with the number 1 in 1000 Dark Horse 100 special edition, which is probably like a $150 book. So I already had this for the PC. I actually have 2 for sale right now, which is crazy. But yeah, so that's gonna be for sale, and I couldn't pass it up for that price. And like I said, if I didn't have it for the PC, that would be for the collection. And then this I picked up because I was unhappy. I think I explained it when I went to Fan Expo. I got this book signed by Clayton Crane. He changed the colors up on me a little bit, so I was kind of not the happiest with that. And then I finally found one, and it had the, I'll take it out of this. This is Aliens. This is a 1 in 1000, but this one also has the Infinity signature, Infinity like bleeding signature on top. So, let's see. Yeah, never mind. But yeah, this one's for the PC. I'm actually gonna end up selling my other one. So I think this is pretty cool. There's a lot of glare, but yeah, this one will be for the PC, and I'll be selling the other one. But yeah, that's pretty much everything as of recent. Lots of cool stuff for the PC, and then lots of cool stuff that I'll have available at my next cons and shows and whatnot. So excited, and it's been going well. Just looking at my neighbor, she's in my yard. But she's a little old lady, she's nice. But yeah, it's been going well. I just have been kind of lazy with the videos, that's all. So till next time.